Welcome to Revive, a focus on modern Christianity in the Humber area. In this episode, we'll be looking at international ministry. We'll hear from the Hull girls who went on mission to Mexico. We'll also take a look at Jacob's Well, a charity from Beverley who send foreign aid all over the world. And we'll have music from Revive's worship band. The iconic Humber Bridge linking Hull and Lincolnshire. For 2,000 years since its inception, the church has been building bridges with nations. Within 100 years of the church's beginning, there were Christian groups in almost every city in the known world. Today we're going to look at people that still give their entire lives to share the love of God with people around the world. We're also going to look at how the rise of international travel has enabled people to go on short-term missions. We're going to meet a group that went from Hull to Mexico to share the gospel with people there.
When we got there, it's just the people, they were so open spiritually, and they were a real blessing to us. And we did really see a lot of things happen, saw a lot of miracles, saw a lot of people give their life to Christ, and that was really good, which is the reason why we really wanted to go, or I wanted to go.
I didn't know what to expect, because we're told expect from God, but when it comes to that, you don't really know what's going to happen. But it's just having an expectant heart. So when we went out there and just seeing God move and working on people's lives, changing people, it was just amazing. Yeah.
I think for me, there was a sense of going out to encourage people, whether it was encouraging Christians within their churches, whether it was encouraging non-Christians to take that step into faith, whether it was encouraging the leaders of the churches as they started to work together in a unity that they hadn't had before. So it was really to just serve God by being an encouragement to the people out there.
I think one of the highlights for me was the blind lady who saw. I'd seen this lady being led forward by her friend. So I thought maybe she's just but I really felt my heart just drawn to her. So I just thought, okay, Lord, once they ask us to pray, I'll just go straight to her. And I did that and just asked her, expecting something simple. And then she said she was blind. So I thought, okay, Lord, well, since you've decided to up the game, we might as well just go ahead with it. So I just felt, ask her why she's blind. And she said she had diabetes, and God just said pray about the diabetes. So I started praying about that, and she just went down, and I thought, okay, right, what next? So I thought, okay, maybe we just ask her, can she see? And she said no. So I thought, okay, Lord, we'll keep praying. This is what we came here for. We said we're going to see the blind seeing, the lame walking. And then at that time was when Andrew he was sort of going down the prayer line and said, now we'll be praying for the blind, and literally that specific. And so he came over, just laid hands on her, see in Jesus' name, and then just went off to the next person. And then she said something to a friend, and her friend started crying, and they were hugging each other. I thought, okay, right, what's happening? Somebody interpret. And so I said, can you see? She said, yes. So I put on my fingers, she said 2 fingers. I think I was screaming more than she was. And it was like, yes, somebody's here. So we just went forward and gave that testimony. And I thought, Lord, even if this is a lasting miracle I see here, I'm just, I was amazed, because I'm one of those things about half a mission is you hear people saying, the blind saw, people's legs grew. So I'd always thought, Lord, I would love to see something like that. It's amazing. And by God's grace, we saw so much more after that. But I thought that was the biggest thing.
It was very humbling to see the amount of people who wanted, a touch from God, who wanted to be saved. And, so I was just there as a servant of God, really, just doing his work and helping those people get to Christ, and helping those people to get whatever it is they wanted from God, and praying for them. So yeah, it was a really, really humbling and very exciting experience. Yeah.
There was this girl I was praying for. So as I was praying for her, she came from crying to laughing. So when she was laughing, I was expecting, okay, let me pray for her, she'll be healed. But at the same time, there was something going on also inside myself. So I also felt that refreshing. So it was just a real life-changing. At the same time, you're expecting to bless others, but you also get blessed. So that was amazing.
It changes your perspective, I think. It did change mine a lot. Like in the UK, not a lot of people are open to God, But everyone is open to God, or nearly everyone. People are hungry, they want to touch, they want an experience. And I think it's good to see that, because it makes you realise, what you have, and, and make you appreciate God more, to say, oh, this is what God is to me. And, so I think it's a good thing for people to go out to mission, to see different cultures and see how different people serve and worship God.
I would say now I thought I was serving and expecting from God, but I've just been challenged to go further. Where I am at the moment, I would say I'm just learning every day to expect more, because you can never expect too much from God. So it's just that expectancy, expect, and He will always show up.
And actually, the other thing is, you don't realize how much you've got in you as well until God starts to work and God starts to move and, He starts to speak. And we realize, wow, Lord, I can hear you. You're the one leading this. You're the one directing this. And the other thing is, it's one thing to think you're taking something there because you're supposed to be the missionary. But you go there and literally those guys bless you as well, because you just see their heart. Like Lillian was saying, you just go there and think, oh, wow, I feel like I've been refreshed and I've been blessed just by being here as well. So yeah, it's been
It's got me to appreciate God more and to depend on Him more, and it's increased my faith, because when you go there and you see all the miracles and things that happen, it makes you think, wow, our God is absolutely spectacular and awesome. If He can do all these things for these people, then He can do it for me. So it's increased my faith level. It's got me into a closer walk with Him, and it's got me to just be in His, always want to be in His presence more, and that for me has been a blessing. Really, it's been a really good blessing for me.
Yeah. And you just, the privilege of, it's not in our strength, it's just in the strength of the Spirit. There's nothing that we can say or do, nothing that we can manufacture, but God just moved in and touched people and freed them from the things that were holding them back. It's just such a privilege.
Over every sin, over every shame, one name is higher. Over every doubt, over every fear, over every pain, one name is higher. Over every hurt, over all failings, over broken dreams, one name is higher. Over every fight, every darkest night, every enemy, one name is higher. Jesus, His name is Jesus. Jesus, His name is Jesus. Sin, over every shame, one name is higher. Over every doubt, over every fear, over every pain, one name is higher. Jesus, His name is Jesus. His name is Jesus. One name is higher than any other name. Forever, Jesus, you will reign. Forever faithful, and this is why we sing. One name is higher. All the powers of hell, you are defeated. All strongholds crumble into dust. In the mighty name of the Lord Jesus, we break you now. All the powers of hell, you are defeated. All your strongholds crumble into dust. In the mighty name of the Lord Jesus, we break you now. 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 One name is higher than any other name. Forever, Jesus, you will reign. Forever faithful, and this is why we sing. One name is higher than any other name. Forever, Jesus, you will reign. Forever faithful, and this is why we sing. One name is higher.
Still to come after the break, we'll be taking a look at Jacob's Well, a charity in Beverley delivering aid worldwide, and we'll have more music from Revive's worship band. Welcome back to Revive, a focus on modern Christianity in the Humber area. Still to come this episode, we'll have more music from Revive's worship band, but first we've been to meet the people who run a Beverley-based charity, Jacob's Well. This is Reverend John Bainan, who runs Jacob's Well charity in Beverley. And this warehouse is helping to provide aid worldwide.
Most of my ministry, I've been working overseas in different mission situations. But then about 7 years ago or 8 years ago, I had a series of dreams, one after the other, where God showed me clearly that I needed to come back to Beverley, which was my hometown, and start a church. One of the dreams, I saw a man with a blackboard, and he was writing on the blackboard, Mission Church, and he was standing in Africa, and I knew that the church that God wanted me to start would be very involved in overseas mission.
The charity was originally set up over 30 years ago, and now they provide around £1 million worth of aid each year across 20 countries. One of their specialities is sending medical aid to Burkina Faso in West Africa.
Historically, Jacob's Well has been a medical charity because my parents were both doctors, and so we collect hospital equipment and medical disposables from hospitals all around the area. So things like catheters and crutches and wheelchairs and bandages, and also some medicine. And in our warehouse we pack that all up, sort it out and box it, and then send it overseas. So a large part of what we do has been supplying hospitals and clinics overseas, and on the back of that, we're sending also medical professionals.
Alistair and Margaret Robertson have just joined the charity. They've given up their jobs as doctors for this, believing that God has called them to do so.
As a child, I had a dream about staying close to God, and I think that always spoke to me in my life. And then I realised who Jesus was, that he wasn't just a good person, that he was actually the Son of God, and that and then I felt I just wanted to do the best I could to help people. And I think because I was naturally good at sciences, that seemed to be medicine. And obviously when people are in pain, you just want to help them. So I think that's why I became a doctor, just to use the skills that God had given me. We'd always planned to leave around the age of 50 and then go and work in the third world. And we've always been active in church. We've done youth work and children's work, and really felt that God's calling on our life was in medicine.
I mean, this for us is a step. This is a step of faith as a phrase, but it is a step of faith. We're stepping out into, for us, what is an unknown place. So you have to feel that God is with that. Otherwise, you'll feel very insecure, really. So, but we do feel that, and we feel it's the right thing at the right time. And there are people out there that are desperately needy. Somebody has to help them.
Since we filmed with them, Alistair and Margaret have finished a diploma in tropical medicine and will now be travelling around West Africa delivering medical aid. John believes the work the whole team here are doing is really changing lives in Africa and the rest of the world.
You just have to feel desperately sorry for them when you see how little they have. You know, people are living just in mud houses and they have no chair or table, and the children have no toys, and we have so much over here. We don't realise how lucky we are by giving clothes and by giving food and helping dig a well in a village and plant fruit trees and help them with agricultural projects. So it's all rooted in the love of God. You know, we do this because God loves people and He wants them to have a happy and a special life.
John Bainan there talking about the work of Jacob's Well in Beverley. The early church began as a small group of young Jewish men and women who were radically transformed by the love of God in some way. They'd gone from a very ritualistic religion to having some kind of encounter with the love and the forgiveness of God, and it changed them forever. It took them 10 years to realize that this message was relevant to every nation in the world, every people type. Whatever your political persuasion, whether you were rich, poor, slave or free, they began to share the gospel with everyone. And in fact, quite soon, Roman historians began to record the Christians are everywhere. It really was spreading like wildfire. Today, that fire continues to spread as people give up lifestyles and even their lives for the gospel, the good news of Jesus Christ. What kind of message can be so life-transforming? Is there anything that's motivated the world in quite the same way? Napoleon once said, no one has ever caused people to march an army or to live for a cause quite like Jesus Christ. And that's true. People are still reaching out to the whole world with the love of God today. I hope you find that in today's programme. If you'd like any more information on anything you've seen in today's episode, please visit our website at revivechurch.co.uk, where you can find links to and information about all of the features from this series. You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter.
Come and worship, let the people sing, let the earth rejoice. 'Cause the world is shaking with the sound of praise. The heavens are echoing the song we raise. With a joyful heart, let the people sing. Sing out, sing out, sing out our anthem. Cry out, cry out, cry out the greatest name. Jesus, the greatest name. Break out, extravagant worship. Pour out the song we were born to sing. It's a song of freedom. There's a song to be sung, can you hear it? There's a change in the air, can you feel it? Let the people sing, let the earth rejoice. And every tribe